Hi, my name is Cheryl Prokosh, and this is my final project submission for leadership class LDR 3115. My project was to serve at Pet Alliance of Sanford. I wanted to learn how the shelter adopted animals out, how they cared for the animals, and what they did in case of a disaster, if there was a bad storm. So the first thing I did was take a 2.5 hour class learning how the shelter operates and how to become a bark buddy. So what a bark buddy does is go in and volunteer to take the dogs for a walk and take them over to the play area and spend some one-on-one time with them. And I thought I would be doing them such a service, but let me tell you, they did me such a service. Those animals are so loving and so sweet and so kind. So I took lots of pictures, of course, and I posted it on my Facebook page. And I was trying to encourage others to adopt an animal. But what happened was I encouraged one of my friends to join me as a bark buddy. So she is going through her training class this coming Thursday to become a bark buddy. And she and I are going to continue to help these animals, in the future. So the way that they deal with their disaster is if there's a huge storm that's coming, there's a few volunteers that stay with the animals. They will hunker down right there at the shelter. They'll leave their own belongings, their own families, their own safety is at risk, and they will stay with those animals and ride out the storm with them. Also, I learned that they take animals from the Cayman Islands. They partner with the Cayman Islands because there are more animals there than there are people. So they constantly are receiving animals from the Cayman Islands to get them adopted right here in Seminole County. So I thought that was fascinating. My service learning project connects with the 5 exemplary leadership skills and the 7 C's of social change leadership through several values. First, by volunteering at the animal shelter, I modeled the way for a friend to join me. I inspired the shared vision by posting pets available for adoption on my Facebook page. I challenged the process by asking questions about the shelter's disaster recovery plan and if they had any real life experience in that area. I enabled others by exhibiting no fear when handling the dogs. I encouraged the heart by posting how I felt. I received free therapy by working with the animals. Finally, my volunteer hours taught me more about collaboration and common purpose with others by joining a like-minded community of animal lovers. The free therapy part is no joke. I went in there expecting maybe to be a little depressed, a little down, feeling sorry for the dogs, wanting to bring all the dogs home, wanting to rescue everyone. But in fact, I felt at peace and calm and reflected on my own issues in a different way. It was a definite stress relief, and I just was telling my friends each time how this was free therapy for anyone who's available. You can go and volunteer and get your free therapy. So the project experience challenged me to confront my comfort zone and my status quo. I was a little concerned about the big dogs. I was afraid, maybe I would get knocked down or maybe they would bite me or something. But as soon as I went in there, my very first day on my own, I went after the biggest dog I could find, the biggest pit bull I could find, and he and I went and spent 30 minutes together. He really was uncomfortable. He didn't want to be in the play yard. He just wanted to go back to his pen. But he was outside of his comfort zone the same time I was outside of mine, and we just kind of did it together. So The theory of diversity leading to happiness in Malcolm Gladwell's TED Talk, Choice, Happiness, and Spaghetti Sauce, spoke to me and illustrated how joining a new community of service brings joy to both the giver and receiver. To be diverse is to try new things and break out of a universal concept of happiness. So you think you know what happiness is, but you really don't know until you challenge it. My personal learning objectives were accomplished by taking a training class at the shelter and interviewing the team leader. My personal definition of leadership is stepping up to be the first to face your fears and overcome whatever is holding you back and to show others what is possible. And my personal definition of social change is making a difference in the community and taking your network of friends with you. And I was successful in that because I have one friend that has joined me so far. And I encouraged others to join me. Like I said, I've shared my experience with my network of friends, and I let them know volunteering at the shelter is like receiving free therapy. You feel so good afterwards. I will continue to serve at the shelter on a regular basis, joining their community to improve the safety and lives of displaced pets. And I hope to get to know more about their disaster recovery plans and how they help the Cayman Islands in their disaster recovery. And how all of that works together. And I'm going to continue my journey there and get my free therapy as often as possible.